I'm Magno TV. I'm back. I want to talk about no intros, nothing like that. I'm not going to do the music and all this. Just jump right into it. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson, January 31st, 2026. A huge fight. Now, y'all know, I'm a huge Teofimo fan, and I'm not a big fan of Shakur Stevenson. Yes, Shakur Stevenson has skills and can box, etc. But Teofimo is a better fighter, and I believe just as good as a boxer. Faster, more explosive, twitchier, stronger. I think Shakur will surprise everyone. I think he will be a little bigger than Teofimo, but Teofimo is going to be naturally the stronger guy. This is not going to be like Canelo versus Crawford. Okay, Teofimo is not Canelo. He's not flat-footed. No disrespect to Canelo. Canelo's Canelo. Canelo didn't want to fight Crawford. He didn't even want to be there. You can tell. But I'm not going to get off topic. Teofimo is the guy to beat. But everyone's making it seem like Shakur is better. He's the favorite, and which he is. And Teofimo is always the underdog, and that's just crazy to me. But I have literally broke down every possibility and the odds mathematically on who can win this fight. Corruption, like I always say, corruption aside, so-and-so will win. All corruption aside, I'll pick a winner. Teofimo has a 72% chance of beating Shakur Stevenson off of skills alone, off of who he's faced. And this 72% includes corruption, includes money, includes what AI can't see and what the eyes can see. How Jermaine Ortiz is a much bigger version of Shakur Stevenson. Sandor Martin is a bigger, stronger version of Shakur as well. Sandor Martin and Jermaine Ortiz would both work Shakur. They're too big. And it would be a boring fight, But Jermaine Ortiz has that dog in him, and he's huge. And he's way more athletic than Shakur. Now, what it's going to come down to is being patient. And in the last interview, Teofimo said he might do some things illegal, and people are taking that out of context. And Shakur even said that anything you do dirty will be reciprocated. That's not what Teofimo meant. If y'all revert back to Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, when Ryan Garcia started to shell up and turn his back like he does, and people talk down on him about that, what did Devin Haney do? He punched his back, he punched his ribs, he punched his arms, he punched his hips. He was punching him nearly on the back of the head, And the commentator was like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Hit them, whatever they give you, you take, I bet, is basically what they said. And he was warned a few times, but that's how you fight somebody like that. I think Teofimo is going to do what Lomachenko did to Teofimo when Lomachenko was frustrated. He started doing head placement, putting his head right in Teofimo's to straighten Teofimo up, which caused a cut on Teofimo's eye. Using his shoulders, checking him every once in a while. Getting warned once, no big deal. Hitting on the brakes in the clinch, making it dirty, a la Eubanks versus Ben. Eubanks did that very perfect. He did it perfectly versus Banks in the first fight. And blitzing, people bring up Zepeda versus Shakur. That is the worst comparison. Look, Zepeda was picked for Shakur to fight like that. Shakur would never fight anybody else like that, except our flat-footed fighter like Jermaine Ortiz. What's his name? What's his damn name? Herring. Herring. You know, Jamal Herring just went like this, walked forward, and got his face beat up. You know, Zepeda, his arms are like string beans. He has no power. It was a high volume fight, and that fight puts me to sleep at night. I promise on my kids, I promise on my family's lives, I put that fight on when I want to fall asleep. I put Shakur's fights on when I want to fall asleep. That's how boring he is. Nothing happens. No matter how aggressive he can try to act, it's just, he's a boring, soft puncher. When he lets his hands go, yes, he connects. When he fought that dude Patty, the fucking Uber driver, he hit that dude so many times in the nose and couldn't even make his face red. I mean, that was the best Shakur offensively that I've seen, where he actually went at him. And he couldn't even hurt whatever the dude's name is, Patty or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's crazy. The dude didn't even have a black eye. It looked like he, in the very end of the fight, even though he did get stopped in the body, but even though, like, bro, he doesn't hit hard enough to even scare Teofimo. You know what I mean? Also, I think Teofimo will win on ring generalship. He'll do a lot of what De Los Santos did. He's more athletic and just as fast as De Los Santos and twitchier than De Los Santos. So he'll showboat and he'll show the judges that Shakur does not want to engage. And he'll throw his arms up like, come on, fight me, you know? He will try to force Shakur to fight. Mixed up with his occasional boxing and speed and power, Teofimo has, all the odds are in his favor. I don't know what people are thinking. Teofimo is the favorite to win. And I give him a 72% chance with corruption. If corruption wasn't involved and there's no money behind the scenes going on, I would say 80% Teofimo. There's always a chance that Shakur can win the decision. That's it. That is literally it. He is not stopping Teofimo. Teofimo's not going to be reckless. He's healthy. He's not going to do what he did versus Kambosos. Everybody knows that's... Nobody even talks about Kambosos like that, because what did Kambosos do after beating Teofimo Lopez? Absolutely nothing. He got beat up by everybody. Teofimo went on to beat everybody. Also, Teofimo was great versus southpaws. That's not going to worry him at all. We all saw how Valdez was shooting that right hand down the middle and literally landed it every time he threw it against Shakur. Rewatch that fight. Yes, Valdez is a flat-footed, typical Mexican fighter who stays like this, and got his head face turned all red and purple because he allowed Shakur to punch his forehead all damn night. So that's what happens. Now, Teofimo not only moves his head, but moves his body. I think they're coming up with a strategy, and I believe Crawford will be in on this, to have Shakur not aim at Teofimo's head. He's probably going to try to work the body a lot. Versus Conceição. I mean, he hit Conceição with so many low blows and wasn't even warned about it. I don't know what size of the ring is going to be, but if Shakur fights like he did versus Conceição, look for him to stab, jab, low against Teofimo. Not headhunt, but punch to the chest a lot. Which will not work against Teofimo anyways, because Teofimo likes to step back, do that breakdancing style. He's very hard to hit, and his reflexes are on point. Even when Jermaine Ortiz let his hands go and did flurries, and they put it in slow motion, they're like, oh, none of that even landed. You know? Also, Teofimo was just so good. Wow, y'all, like, what are you talking about? Teofimo, the takeover, is the man. Like, he is the one. Who is Shakur? No, bro, come on. Don't sit there and tell me y'all think Shakur is exciting. Stop. He doesn't hit hard. He's boring. I used to hate on Devin Haney. Devin Haney showed me he had heart. He showed me he could go forward and press somebody. He showed me he can get knocked down, get back up and fight. Devin Haney gained my respect. and he don't have to, but he gained people's respect. And I think Devin Haney would whoop the shit out of Shakur Stevenson. He would literally walk him down. But Shakur is just ready to leap back. He fights. If you watch Keyshawn Davis, if you watch any of the guys in that little group who fight the way Shakur fights, they do not do this all the time. They're not leaning back like this all the time. Even in an offensive mode, they're leaning forward. O'Shaquie Foster, all those guys, Ford, Keyshawn. The only one who does that is Shakur. Even when he plays around shadow box with Andre Ward, he's ready to fucking jump back. I mean, come on, bro. Have some balls. I know you can fight. Like, fight. But until you do, you will never get my respect. I used to think Devin Haney was trash. I don't think Devin Haney's trash anymore. Shakur took that title. Sorry. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. I have Teofimo Lopez winning a decision. Just like he did against Ortiz. Just like he did against Sandor Martin. He won't be as reckless. But it won't be a pretty fight. But he's very tricky. And he will throw some tricky shots. So I hope the judges are paying attention. Paying close attention. Because Shakur is going to be getting hit anytime he lets his hands go. And Teofimo will be landing anytime he lets his hands go. And it's going to come down to who wins the most rounds. And Teofimo has great endurance, and he is known to lose some rounds. Shakur rarely loses rounds. But what Teofimo is good at is getting that leg back. So if you hit Teofimo once, he's going to come back and try to hit you 3 or 4 times. If you hit him 4 or 5 times, he's going to hit you 10 times. So this is going to be a either low output fight where he can't catch Shakur, or it's going to be a high output fight where Teofimo is going to have to try to up and get those leg backs and try to win as many rounds as possible, therefore winning a decision, probably unanimously. But they could make it close and make it a split decision or something like that, and it could be like controversial, you know what I mean, something like that. But also, Teofimo isn't a sore loser, so if there's corruption involved, they're going to give it to Shakur Stevenson because Shakur can't take a loss. He'll cry like a little girl, and Teofimo will be humble about it and move up in weight. That's the way it is. And also, the American fighters, this isn't racist, this is how it is. The black American fighters will always get favored over. They don't consider Teofimo an American, even though he is. They really don't consider him a Latino fighter. They consider him to be where he's from. That's why they didn't let him compete as an American in the Olympics. Honduran. He's Honduran to the people high in the hierarchy of the boxing game. Honduran versus American. That's how they're looking at it. And they're already looking into the future of what they're going to do with Shakur. Shakur fighting Tank Davis. This is all set up for Shakur to win. But all corruption aside, Teofimo Lopez, the takeover, will beat and should beat Shakur Stevenson without a doubt. You heard it here first on Magna TV. Peace. Let's go, Teo.